So we're back at it. What did I say I was gonna do last stream? For this stream? Clothes. I'm gonna do some clothing. Let's do some clothing. As I wait for this person or that person to show up, I'm gonna throw some beats down. Kind of to see the limits of the microphone and if I should be thinking about getting a new microphone in the distant future. Because beatboxing is something I want to incorporate. So it looks like I'm dropping a ton of frames. I'm not sure if that was because of my beatboxing. Looks like it's getting better now. I'm really not sure what happened there. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. It looks like we're okay now, but I guess we can't go too hard on the frequency processing. So maybe I need better internet. Maybe internet should come before the microphone. Oh, priorities, priorities, priorities. Speaking of priorities, let's get to it. Shout out to the homies that have cats that love to lay in the most precarious places. The amount of times I've tucked and rolled over my cat to avoid stepping on him is it's unimaginable. I can't even put a number on the amount of times. I must have lost count. Alright, back to it.
kitten up a tree, and I feel I'm as helpless as a kitten up a tree, and I feel like I'm clinging to a cloud I can't understand. I get misty just holding your hand. I get misty just holding your hand.
Matrix.
Looks like your boy's in. He's about to actually pick up the mic and kind of explain the attire. So, as I mentioned in the last stream, positive pilot on the right. Oh shit. I'm lagging. I don't know if it's the music that I chose. Let's try a different one. But yeah, like I said in the last stream, positive pilot's wearing clothing that kind of shows herself off. I guess her most intimate self. She's kind of like, I don't know, positive pilot can kind of be an attention whore in a way. No offense, girl, I love you to death, but you are, with what you're wearing, you're screaming for attention. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is up to the viewer, but she's definitely showing her stuff. But I'm, like I said in the last stream, I'm proud of her. She's been kind of she saw herself pretty traditional as she was forming, developing, and that kind of speaks to my style back in the day, which I'm posting on Instagram, or I'll be posting more. I've only posted one recently, but that style is very traditional approach in a way. It's still me, but it's with, you know, pencil and paper, and it's nice to see my artistic practice be a little bit more experimental with what it wears, with what she wears. I know in the last piece she was pretty small. She was only in the crowd watching kind of the universe do its thing. That's who was really playing, the universe and the synchronicities around us to observe. I was cheering him on, kind of distracted at times if you really look up close where Metapilot is. But I was cheering on the major players, and Positive Pilot was there to support the team, but she was really into herself, still rocking the jersey. So she was supporting the universe, but she was really finding herself within that big major match that I recognized as an artist. Oh shit, those need to be thinner. But she was wearing a jersey, so she was kind of already feeling her stuff, and now she's like, you know what, I wore that skimpy jersey, it wasn't really, like, who knows if she was wearing pants under that jersey. She was clearly in a vibe, and now she's kind of rolling with it. And that being said, I kind of digressed, because it's a fun topic to discuss. But the other character is wearing clothing for her reasons, as we all do. We all wear clothing for this or that. We all, in that respect, in light of wordplay, we all address ourselves differently, depending on how we see ourselves, how we see we need to be for something. If you need to play a part, role play a little bit, whether it's in your mind or out loud. It's nice to have the option to dress this way or that way. But with that being said, the character on our left, she's wearing a pretty baggy hoodie. She has a little bit of confidence in her roots. She's still learning about her roots, so she's showing a little bit of her legs, but she's reserved with good reason. And Positive Pilot's major roots, kind of what carries her, represented in her shoes. Like, those shoes have been flying, like, above the world. Like, Positive Pilot, who knows what kind of world she lives in. Like, she's up in the clouds, and you could see it in her feet. Like, she can have her roots, but she's still floating. That's how I like my art to be. While this character, her shoes are fuzzy. It's kind of, in light of your name, Zach, Wild Thing, or where the wild things are, your tag. Her roots are kind of grounded in some wild ass shit, like, been through some shit, you know, but even then she finds comfort in it, clearly. If she's got some cute little tassels, you know. She loves her roots, but, you know, anyone else would get lost in those boots. even though this character has some baggy clothes, she understands when she needs to pull her sleeves up. So she's, even though she has an insecurity about the way she addresses herself, she recognizes when to pull back for the sake of a certain activity. And in this case, the activity she's partaking in is consuming these deep fried rainbows and some saucy sauce. And she's got to pull her sleeves back. Like, if she doesn't pull her sleeves back, she's going to regret it. And that's kind of the approach that she has. Alright, let's see. I'm going to do some adjustments, and then we'll get into some more of the finer lines of the clothing.
Something today, tough guy. I said, all right, I'll tell you something.
Time is a precious thing, never wasted.
I wish I had a fairy that would fly around my head and spritz my eyeballs anytime they got dry from not blinking. That would be really nice. And like they would have like a super gentle spritz, like I would barely feel it. It would feel like the equivalent of my body walking through a amusement park's fog, like cooling systems that spritz like foggy water on hot days, like that on my eyes, so I don't have to blink. Maybe that's what my eyelids are. Alright, that came out of nowhere, but I picked up the mic to kind of explain something that came to mind. I'm gonna try and do that more. It'll be a lot easier if I had a mic stand, but my arm will have to suffice. So, as you know, my characters are I like to reference the homies, like to reference even strangers. I've referenced like I'm even referencing a boss that I barely got to know, but who left like a big impression on me in this piece. But it's not that they are entirely that person. It's that that person in my life helped me understand a part of myself to acknowledge, to utilize, or to give a break. And that's kind of part of what friends are for, is to reflect upon yourselves with each other, kind of learn through example, or teach through example, share through example, and that's kind of how these characters form. But I feel like coincidentally, because I think I can recognize character well in people, I get to watch these people, these real people, evolve in ways that sync up with the way that they would evolve in this world. So if I were to cameo the character again in a more relevant way, it would be in the evolved way that is relevant to that person, literally, and to the people that could feel for that person or relate, because they are kind of archetypal placements and postures. And that being said, this character, although she is displaying herself as reserved, she's still eating the meal, she's enjoying herself in her way. But she is across the table from Positive Pilot, from art, from her own process. And whether she's acting on it or not yet, she's aware and she's reflecting upon this other part of herself that she could be, or feels like, even though she is this way, she may feel like she's stuffing herself. And that's kind of one of the ways that Positive Pilot, in coexistence with other characters, like can create a dialogue with each character, what the character is going through. Like whether, for example, Zach, one of the characters that you stood for, was standing for the art. Like if someone put it down, like you'd be like, yo, whoa, back up, look again, like look at who you're talking to, like this is art we're talking about. Like and you had art, you know, doing its thing. You wanted art to do its thing on the max, to the max. And she was covered in stuff that she picked up from the mall, or from the strip mall. And the other friend, Jamani, who was represented, the more slender Pilot, who was like long and lanky, he's in the back, and he kind of he stays in the shadows with it all. But he's really close with me as a friend, and he always comes through in the most random times. So he's got Art's back, and that's where he stands. But Art stands for him. That's why Art is standing in front of him. while you are standing besides art because you're an artist as well. So you kind of can relate, and you have that position with art. And there are people like that that are not you, Zach, but are like you in that way. That I want those people to kind of see that relationship that all the characters in these images can have with each other, and how that dialogue can help anyone see what's worth paying attention to in their own life composition, like the characters that are around them, like where is the creativity with them, where is the engagement with them, is there collaboration, like not even as an artist, just as a person. And that's kind of why these two characters aren't really paying too much attention to each other. She's in this deep conversation with herself through her own process, and Metapilot just has to kind of respect that. And I think a lot of us can feel for that position. What you mean? What you mean? That I don't separate the art from life? Because that's kind of what I'm explaining. Which can be a problem. Like it's like, if you want to be my friend, like recognize that you're gonna show up. Like, I see you. And I make people aware that they're seen. Yeah, I'm some sort of I don't even want to say I'm a black hole, because okay, we gotta change the stigma of black holes, because black holes get a really bad rap. I prefer to think that black holes are more like stargates, and that's kind of why I'm watching the Stargate show right now. Because I feel like I condensed my understanding of my visual environment, that it kind of made me implode. Whatever light I had kind of imploded into itself to look in, to emit the light within, and then I became this black hole. But you don't necessarily become a black hole, or you can become a black hole in that, like, you could become very selfish with that same direction. But with my intent, I believe I was able to connect the place where I'm at to another place, so people can travel to that place through my work. And I know that might sound egotistical in a way, or not cocky, but I'm like it's more than it is, but it really does feel like this is a mechanism of conceptual travel. Conceptual travel is can be light years away. It doesn't have to be a physical distance that you travel to really make leaps and bounds. Yeah, fuck it. I fuck with it. So the fun thing about this character, and the synchronicity that I do love about this character, is that I've been referencing a lot of yin yang in my pieces, whether it was literal or implied symbolically or visually. Even in terms of the visual composition, there's yin yang, like, or asymmetrical yin yang, like. Either way, it's that contrast, the reference to contrast, the black and white, the whole thing, like my lines that separate things from each other is that black and white vibration contrast line. It's very consciously chosen, but this character is, she goes by Wicked Panda. So what's cool is pandas are black and white. So every time I put in a little panda feature, it'll have that yin-yang reference. And it's important for this character because I think this character really needs to find her balance, and that's why she is living the way she's living, eating at the table the way she does. And you know, yin-yang is all about finding that feng shui in your life. The stillness and the flows. And it's very cool. Like, and the thing that's cool and relevant for me is I'm going through that myself. I feel like we all are until you're in that place of perfect harmony, which is very difficult to achieve. It's like they're inks, and it's how do you make the inks not bleed onto each other? Like, that's an art in itself. And when someone's doing that, you kind of give them the space to eat. Give them the space to consume. I say eat. I use eating as a symbol for consuming knowledge, receiving neurological blessings. So, and art, you know, art is just like, yo, give me that shit. I love it. Bless me up, chef. Alright. Enough of that. I kind of like this, or not, I really like this, speaking of yin yang, it has a Flintstones to schoolgirl type vibe. Like, she's got the Flintstones torn up shirt and the schoolgirl skirt. Oh wow, that rhymed. I'm glad I got that on camera. Oh man. But even in her, art is always aware, like whether I'm even aware of it, art is always aware of what she's wearing. She is the awareness of wearing things. Art is always balanced. She fine. It's like, even her technique to eat this deep fried rainbow, it's efficient. She's gonna get through it all. But it's fucking, she wild for putting 6 deep fried rainbows on 2 sticks. She's gotta be careful. And you know, they're piping hot. But like I said, art, she hot. She fire. Alright, if anyone has questions, I'll be here, but I'm gonna lay the mic down because I got some fucking lines to adjust. Oh shit, you can't even hear me. Dude, no sweat, dude. Like, do you see how many fucking things I gotta pin on this shit? I needed to have a free hand for a moment. So we both working right now. I know this looks like fun and games, but this is not like my favorite part of the process. It's a very crucial part of the process, but it is not my favorite. So many adjustments. So don't sweat, man. I hope work is not too stressful. Chill day. Just your average Thursday. It's Thursday, right? Yeah, it's Thursday. Good shit, good shit. Are you inside, outside? Oh, how did I not see this? Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear. Shit's, you know, it's still fucking hot. It's hot. I've been thinking about reposting my short animation with the pilot sitting on the couch listening to music with the AC on because it's fucking hot. Florida be too hot. It's kind of funny. I left Florida because it was too hot for me. But now I don't go back because it's too hot for me. I feel like it'd be a fun little summer repeat post. I rarely have those, but it's been so hot. I mean, you know, it's hot in Colorado too, but a different hot. It's less heavy, but it's fucking like sunburn hot. Like you're gonna get burned. Because you're closer to the sun here. Like, I've been thinking about looking elsewhere. But gotta kind of timeline big moves, especially with the kitty cat. Fuck it. I hear people are supportive in Canada. I'll just go to fucking Canada, where people are nice. Yep, Mr. Meowgie laying behind me like a little Meowgie. Even though everyone tells me he's big and massive, I'm just like, my little baby? crazy. In the 12 years of his life, he has gone through so many like car trips. Poor thing. Like he's done some mileage. It's not what you want a kitty cat to go through. Poor little guy. That's one of the main reasons I try to put space between moves, because it's important for my cat to have these moments of like peace, of like regular rhythm where he can kind of get into his mode. But now that I have AC in this current apartment on both floors, I'm like kind of stuck here for a second. Finally got a little comfortable in the new spot. Meowgie's comfortable. But if they fucking raise the rent on me one more time, like for my next lease, I'm out. I'm like, yo, I'm out. And I'm taking my AC units with me. My studio's about to be frigid. They'll call my studio the refrigerator. It's how you keep the fruits fresh. At least some of them. Can't tell what I wanted here, but I think okay, let's go across. And also my neighbor finally moved. He was like a chronic cigarette smoker. So I'd walk out a lot and it would smell like some cheap cigarette. So it's like, move. Should I just wear more sunscreen?
What's up, guys? You're listening to Argo Fox's most played releases of 2015. On today's mix, we'll...
Trying to keep it chill. Speaking of chill, yeah, it has its moments. I think it really depends on the life that you're living. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. Probably. That's my background music. It's just some royalty-free, lo-fi, Twitch-friendly music that won't get me muted and shit, and eventually like banned I need to find some way where I can like show the song that's playing so that it's like legal or whatever, like not like copyright infringement or something. Is that the word for it? Oh, we tuned in, bro. We're getting more tuned as the seconds pass. Right now I'm just trying to serve the people. You know how it is. Just trying to provide. It's the pot gets heavy when you're cooking meal after meal. Sometimes you get boo-boos. But you must continue to serve. The people are hungry for information, hungry for experimentation, hungry for knowledge. And only so many people have the skills, the ability to feed so many such delicious information, such delicious content, such a delicious conversation. Like, look at those delicious deep fried rainbow swirlies. I want some. And I'm putting them there, and I want them. It's like I want them like a stranger. Like I'm a fan. Like, damn, like I'd eat deep fried rainbows. Alright, that being said, let us drop the line weight. To one of my favorite numbers. One of them. You can't see it, but the weight changes relevant to the synchronistic placement of the lines. When I do finer lines, I love when it coincides with 137 points or 731 points or 1337, yada yada. Yeah, bro, I'd pay top dollar for some deep fried rainbows. Like, come at me. I had some deep fried chicken just now that I made myself, you know. But some deep fried rainbows? Like, what kind of oil do you need to use for that? Like, pure vegetable or... cloud-based? Yeah, we're talking about the future here. You're right. What am I thinking? I'm clearly living in the past. But I got 1 foot in the future. I'll keep an eye out for that cloud-based oil. Actually, I think I have some downstairs. I think my boy Zach knows what I'm talking about. Some of those clouds, boy. Some of that oil that puts me in the clouds. Those shoes are going to be an absolute bitch. If you know vectors, points, ends, the ends of vectors and lining them up on a dense level is a fucking bitch. So be aware. When I start crying, it's because I'm at that stage. I'm gonna use thinner lines for those. For this one, since it's tucked into the 808, I'm gonna throw in a 731, and then they'll progressively shrink. I like using 666s in terms of like a symbol of power, because they're in numerology type stuff. It's a powerful number, not satanic. But I guess to reach for power might be a satanic trait. But I don't know about that. Point is in this area, the bosom of my artistic symbol, they're not just tatas over here. That's where the essence is carried. That's where that power is carried. That's the heart space. And the art has a ton of heart space, as you can tell. I don't want to be perceived as perverted for the reason I portray art in this way. It just feels like my art is top heavy, and also has trouble being looked at directly, like eye to eye. A lot of people are looking at the oohs and ahs, the tatas of art these days. That's why the art world has kind of become a pornographic place. Not like sexual, but like the way that artists are branding themselves, so on and so forth. But the point in this case with the big bosoms is that's its source of where all the art comes from. It's like where the milk comes from. Because my art's prego with Pybes. Like she gives birth to Pybes daily. Almost. She's about to give birth to a Pybe, right? She just gave birth to a Pybe. Oh my god. But yeah, I digress. Or I progress slowly to my point where I need to do a lower line weight, 666s, for these lines that will crease and signify the tightness of her heart space filling out her cut-off t-shirt, which is a difficult thing to do. But art is hard. Meh. Skirt, skirt. The reason I'm listening to different music than y'all, holy shit, it stopped playing. Why didn't anyone tell me? It's probably because I was talking, and I can be loud. But I'm listening to different music than y'all because the music I'm listening to and want to listen to for this piece in order to get me through it all is considered annoying to most people. And I don't want to necessarily annoy people with super bouncy, melodic, female vocal trance mixes. Ain't nobody need that unless they want it. It's funny, I've shown Positive Pilot to have a bra in a few different pilustrations, and I find that to be conceptually relevant because that heart space, that support, or that space that needs to be held in order to be its heavy self, like it needs a support system. Otherwise it's just all over the place and it becomes a hassle to carry. Back breaking, pun intended. So I think it's good for her to have a little support. And they say that bras aren't good for you, but as long as you work on your back and your core, you should be able to oppose the counterweight that you experience. And it's something I've learned literally on a physical level as an artist. If I want to maintain my practice where I'm forced to be hunched over many times and bent over sideways in order to do this and that, like I need to be able to do the same type of work to prevent chronic injury. Let's adjust these lines again. I'm gonna drop the mic. That Bodie. Woody Woody rocking everywhere. Woody 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 rocking everywhere. Rocking everywhere. Rocking everywhere. I found you. If you're wondering why Positive Pilot does not have a belly button, it's because she is not a human. She's an essence, not born through the same means that we have been born. There is a different umbilical cord. It's a different cord entirely. It's not even umbilical. I know you were thinking it like, that belly's definitely leaning over. There's definitely some sketches that might look like it could be a great place to put a belly button, but there ain't none. That's just a beautiful belly that's gonna have a nice, beautiful yellow star, gold star at it. When I just start doing coloring, I visualize where I'm gonna place different textures and palettes, and I know I'm gonna be putting a star there. For y'all that are gonna be like, wait, is that her belly button or what? And the cord that she is attached to is the cord of light, born of this light in the darkness space, born of light like the sun. That's why there's gonna be a star there. She's connected directly to Mother Light. Light gave birth to art. Bitch.
He was impressed by the loveliness of her hair, her soft blue eyes, her delicate mouth.
I can't help but wonder, like, how people see these characters. Like, I know their origins. Like, I know their, like, what they symbolize, like, within my own world. And I know what I intend to put out as, like, a archetypal dialogue with characters that I use, and what they're doing. But you cannot control how other people see your work. You can only lay out a path. Someone can fucking walk your whole path on their hands instead of feet, and you designed it for fucking feet. But, that's just how it goes. But that being said, I still wonder how people see this, like what if it's just confusing, if it's just like what does it all mean? Like, who is this? Like, or if they are totally into it in this personal way, like they're just like, oh my god, this is totally me, like this is how I feel, like this is how I would represent these feelings. Or does it lead them down a path of like how would they represent their selves? Like, what character are they? Like what characters do you as one person carry? Like, like I'm not alone here by feeling like this is a great way to represent my feelings, where I stand in terms of how I feel about the universe. Like, I think it's a great idea to visualize, and it's not my idea, that's why I'm doing it, but I think it's a great idea to personify your feelings and give them a place to be, so that they can interact with each other and you can observe. With tons of drit. Where's Jamani when we need him? Mr. Drip Master. He's got my drip on tap. He's got like one of those things that you stab into a tree. Like, but I was like, yo, it's cool. Yo, it's cool. Like, go ahead. He knows where the drip comes from, and he's like, let me get that drip. And the wrong kind of drip too. Jamani, I'm looking at you whenever you watch this. But they are interdimensional. They are to me, they are like the way people say, oh, you can't control your subconscious. It's like in that light, these characters have a life of their own. They are the way that I would like to represent, or how my subconscious would like me to represent them, because I've done a lot to kind of open myself up to the conversation with these characters. It's a little strange to say it out loud. But they are characters that are almost like their own race of being that is within all of us. Like, we all engage in this conversation with multiple facets of ourselves, like whether we recognize like they're there and they might be the reason you're so confused, because you're not seeing them on an individual level. Part of why I pulled in my own character, so I can step into their space, kind of get to know them a little bit closer, and in that light I'm getting to know myself. Because a conversation with your subconscious is very important. It's understanding the parts of you that you can't control. But you can't control the fucking TV shows that you watch. for the most part. You know? But you sit back and you watch and you enjoy because you understand them, and you'll watch the same show twice because you really understand that show. Same thing with your subconscious. It's like the show that your inner being wants to be, like knows it's supposed to be, like is doing its best to play out. And I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll play the character. I'll play my role. I'll do my part. Shit, I'm like... That's why I was so confused. So I've really debated how I want to jump into these streams. Like, not necessarily these streams, but like how I want to walk into this digital process, like the vectorizing from my drawn elements. Because like sometimes I get a little confused, like, wait, what line did I really want there? Like, I'm probably still gonna have to adjust once I remove all the sketchy lines. They're just so sketchy. Get out of my neighborhood, you're so sketchy. Because this chopstick is like messing with me. I must look beyond the chopstick. Beyond. I must be ephemeral. I must be nothing to look past the chopstick. If I'm going to be this skirt, I must look past the chopstick. Alright, I think I did it. Okay. I think for the most part I got those clothes in, and now I'm going to jump in on the Metapilot server and his clothes. But for 1 second I'm going to signify that I am going to get a drink. Chiboy, chiboy, chiboy. Be right back. Get a drink if you need one. The meal water. The drip. Oh my god. So a fun little synchronistic thing, just a random example, is this hat is 0.808 points as the weight of its line from edge to edge, the thickness. So its base, the 808 base ball hat, is 808 because it's a base ball hat. And the gem that is on the front of that baseball cap, kind of its focal point, is just slightly smaller, but it's important that it's 731. So the base is an important part of at least my journey through the synchronicities of 137. It's something, music is something I recognize as a huge facet of the hows and whys I do a lot of art. Like, bass music has been kind of my, and many others, little drummer boy. And this is far from the first time that I've used 808 as a point girth in his hat structure, in Metapilot's hat structure. That's why I stop and say it now, because it's something I can catch pretty easily. 808 Nation, brother! Respect. This man knows what I'm talking about. If you didn't, you need to put your thinking cap on. Get some more boots and some more clats. Boots and clats, boots and clats. Like I said before, I wish I could be playing the music that I would love to play, but Twitch is as Twitch does. And it would be nice to avoid any sort of copyright bullshit. Ooh! Appreciate you, homie. I'll be on your desk. Your digital one. If you need me.
So when did you know, like, that she was the one for you?
October 21st, 1975. Jesus Christ, you know the fucking day?
Oh, yeah.
Day of the game. We're sitting in the bar waiting for the game to start. In walks this girl.
So I chose .420 for the sleeve rolling gesture because I feel like 420 related things help me get in the mood to pull up my sleeves and get to work. Without 420, the 420 community, I'd probably have sauce all over my sleeves. Okay, now that I have most of the lines down for the attire, I can start jumping in and adjusting things. Alright, mic drop. I'm gonna get to work. So kind of, like the other characters the wardrobe is important, even for Metapilot. And you can see that he's wearing an apron for this job. And it's kind of like a symbol for kind of having distance between the people that you serve at your restaurant of what you provide to this planet. Like, it's like whatever you provide to this planet, imagine that that is your restaurant and that's what you are serving up to the people around you. And to protect you from what could spill on you as a result of that service, you would need some sort of apron. An apron would be nice to protect you from the people you serve, to protect you from the people that you serve for, like your boss, to kind of keep the mess of socializing separate from your core self, so that you can take the apron off after work, throw that shit in the laundry, put something else on, and live your life. It's something I'm trying to learn a little bit better, that not everyone that I interact with within the world of my art, or the art world in general, not everyone is going to necessarily be aware that they're spelling anything on me or anyone else. I feel like it's just best to have some sort of what am I trying to say? Some sort of conceptual protection, so that when you are serving others and putting your heart and soul into things, that you don't carry the mess back home where you're supposed to relax. And it's hard for me, as someone that lives with art, to have an article to put on myself to separate me from the mess that can come with it all. Trying to learn how to put my brain into work mode, like within the art realm. It's very difficult because it's a very personal experience. And you almost just want to be vulnerable for the sake of the art. But as time has gone by, I realize I'm more vulnerable than I thought, and that I should be protecting myself. So your boy's living with an apron on. The best. Stains can be hard to get out. Sometimes when you leave a stain there for too long and then you realize the stain shouldn't be there, it's like way harder to get off. So just wear an apron. And you'll expect to wash that. You'll expect yourself to stop, set it aside, wash it, launder it, fold it. If it's your normal clothes, you might lay it on the floor and wear it 2 or 3 times in a row. But if you wear it for work, you know that shit's messy. Wash that. And I'm speaking metaphorically and literally. If you're not washing your uniform for a place that you work out in public, wash it. That shit's dirty. And if you deal with a ton of fucking drama in your life, and you almost invite it, wash your uniform, because if that's something you do on the regular, that's part of your occupation in life, something you invited, and you should launder your uniform, whatever you wear in yourself, within yourself, to do the job. Again, I'm speaking literally and figuratively. I feel like I'm always speaking both. Getting closer and closer to the point of coming to a break. So much going on. There's just so much going on. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Just so much going on. Just so much going on. What is going on right now? There's just so much going on. One of the reasons I like to leave the small things for last Obviously in this case I'm not doing that exactly because I think it's important to handle this now as I do the bag, but most of the time I leave small features for last because with my neurotic type brain I end up getting sucked into like finer detail type mode, and it takes the same amount of work to do something big in a small space. So you have to condense your focal point physically and visually, like optically. At least for me, and then I'll just get like. So it's best to kind of keep it like big stuff and moderately smaller stuff and moderately smaller stuff, and then I get to the tiny stuff. And it's just tiny stuff to tiny stuff to tiny stuff. It just feels like it's going by faster, even though it'd probably all take the same amount of time. But who knows? I think there's more flow. There's just so much going on. There's just so much going on. I feel like that's just the most honest thing to be said in someone's ear right now. Like at any moment, it could be the most peaceful fucking moment of your life, and you have this on, and I just happen to be saying, there's just so much going on right now. At any moment in time, that is like one of the most true things to be said. There's just so much going on right now. But really, in this piece that we're working on right now, there's just so much going on. And I am not going for perfect ellipses. I want a moderately scrunched, organic type look. And I want it like this. By the way, you can't see, but this entire time that I've been streaming, I've been switching back and forth between left leg and right leg tree pose. So I've been like balancing myself this entire time. Yeah, wrinkle up. Wrinkle up, bitch. Gosh, there's just so much going on right now. I'm gonna put that on the back of the hoodie. There's just so much going on right now. Anyone, tell me I'm wrong. So close to taking a break. Your boy needs a dab. Your boy needs a dab. Dab me up, son. Let me get some of that sauce. Let me get some of that cloud oil. That's my new Instagram bio. Let me get some of that cloud oil. I wish you could have like your actual voice be the bio, so you play the bio and it's just your voice. You have like 20 seconds. Let me get some of that cloud oil. I'd have way too much fun. Almost too much, like almost too much fun. You know? A little too much fun with that. It would change every day. Click my bio at any moment, it would just be like a completely different character. Belt loops in there. Something about belt loops not being used that I like. There's no belt in these loops. Purely aesthetic functional looks. I want it to look like it will work, but I don't want it to be working. You could put a belt in these at any moment in time. Any moment in time. But we're not going to. That girl's got tight hips. That loop is tight around her hips. She fills it out. Ain't no need of no belt. Boy. Take a deep breath. Out through the mouth. Big, long sigh. A little more relaxed already. Relaxed enough to get these last few parts locked in tight. Art is wearing very feminine underwear. She's in touch with her feminine side. Not afraid to wear stereotypically considered girly things. Even if she prefers the masculine attire. And not masculine, but rigid, formal attire. We're almost there, people. I mean, not really any, like, we're not even close, but we're almost there. Story of my life, gosh. Yeah, we're not even close, homie, but we're just about there. I can't believe I have been streaming for almost 2.5 hours. If it gets done, y'all stay in one spot, do the fucking work. We are at that point where we can drop the pencil. I think. Wait. What am I even looking at here? Okay, so I think during our next stream, I'm going to do the shoes. Yeah, let's do the shoes. I'll finish up the pie bee. Maybe I'll do the chair and stuff. And if I have enough time, if I'm feeling it, I'll do parts of the tray. But yeah, I think we are good for now. I'm happy with all the lines so far. Woo! Now it's time to take a break. Alright, y'all. Thank you to anyone that joined me, has interest in the end result or even the process. Really do appreciate you guys. And I hope to see any one of y'all live for my next stream.